Hey, it's me, Site7, and welcome to part 83 of Limbus Company. Today, we've got the Big Bird Ego gear for Gregor. I'm sure that's going to have an amazing upside story. Very excited for that. For him to go into gruesome detail about what happens to Yisang. And then we've got a haircut Sinclair, the Pinky Apprentice. Which, kind of skimming over his abilities and stuff, I'm actually really excited to see what he can do. Which ID are you guys the most excited for? I'm gonna be honest, I really like the looks of Gregor, but I gotta say I'm a big fan of the kit for Sinclair.
소생은 아직 별의 이름을 잇기에 부족합니다. 언젠가의 나를 위해 주인님을 보필하며 제 스스로를 계속해서 벼려낼 뿐이죠.
It's a Pinky Nurse Father right there.
세간의 인식과 달리 다음 기회라는 건 보통 찾아오지 않다. 그래서 이번엔
How's it going, Triangle?
뒤늦은 후회는 추한 감정만 남길 뿐이더라고.
Oh, is that one of the bird eggs here? Interesting. Okay. Let's see, which story do we want first? Let's go with Sinclair's.
주인께서 내리신 간만의 일거리입니다. 사사받은 월화 정도가 부끄럽지 않을 수 있도록 이 기회를 소중히.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Master's Corridor, where only on the rarest of occasions is the silence broken by the aged wooden floor that creaks under the weight of our tabby-wrapped souls. Somewhere within it, the clock hangs, and I hear it voicing the passage of time with unerring regularity. The sound would never cease, no matter what may come, even if someone were to die here in this place. As though to remind my humble self that this life of mine is waning with every second that passes. Today, however, today is a day worth rejoicing. It is the first time in a long while that my master has deigned to impart unto me the techniques of the swordcraft I have longed to practice and digest. I cannot deny that I am overjoyed, and yet I am also filled with trepidation. For I might blunder and vex my master, and even the slightest indignation would mean that I must desperately block and evade the wrathful edge of the blade that seeks to make me pay. Yeah, I wonder if we're actually going to find out who the Pinky Nurse Father is going to be. Like, do we think it's going to be Ryoshu, or do you think they're going to do something weird with her? Yeah, I really don't know. Since they've got the time entanglement as part of the plot, I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with the Pinky Nurse Father. That being said, for all my shortcomings, it would appear that on this day, my master has again decided to simply take the measure of my sword arm without reprimanding me. Is it because I have finally managed to become the flawless imitation of the one I am meant to simulate? Hey Link, how are you doing? How am I doing? Life has been chaotic and messy. What about you? No, that is simply not possible. Perhaps it began around the same time I started to suspect that my master has no care for me whatsoever, but I'm no longer offered any admonition much less advice. Outside of these rare days of instruction, I am taught nothing new, nor are my form and stance corrected. The past lessons that had daunted and bumbling new pupil that I once was now only make me long for them, and often do I surprise myself whenever I realize how fondly I remember those days. You're excited for Index, he's saying. Dude, I cannot believe we're getting him so early. I was for sure that he was going to be towards the end of the Nurse Fathers. Him and then whoever the Pinky Nurse Father ends up being. Yeah, so I'm really curious what they're going to do with Furioso for him. And it's actually going to take so much willpower not to pull for him right when he comes out. Today's brief, and it couldn't indeed have been briefer. Lesson ends without even a single exchange of words. And this insignificant self of mine supports and escorts my ailing master back to the quarters. The tenacious shadow that has fallen upon my master's health is not a guest of but a day or two. What? At times like this, however, a renewed pang of pity strikes my humble self, if only for a moment. Though I've been scarred by countless words that sought to lacerate my soul, the sight of my master thus broken seems to make the long years of the painful past melt away without my noticing. As my master withdraws further, I find my humble self spending more and more days alone. I sit upon the wooden floor of our corridor's courtyard, taking in the view in silence. This quiet perch is the perfect lookout from which I may observe the other Nurse Fathers and their wards with unobstructed vision. Ow! What the hell? That might actually have been worse than the fucking metal pipe meme. The first thing I hear is the shattering of glass thrown in ire. I turn my gaze, and predictably, I see the thumbs, Nurse Father, and Apprentice. This cacophony of shattering objects and angry shrieks tends to come from their side every time the Apprentice fails to humor the Nurse Father. Truth be told, the Nurse Father, more often than not, flies into bouts of rage even when the child has committed no real fault, only to praise later and make a pleased fuss over the Apprentice's most trivial of acts. Mood swings is the appropriate term for such behaviors, I believe. That one over there is the middle's child. She's alone today, it seems. Her Nurse Father often returns with a car trunk full of things. Perhaps yet another homecoming of such nature looms on the horizon. You can't believe we skipped Albina and Lucio? Yeah, I know, right? That's why I'm so surprised that we're getting the Index Nurse Father. You know, not that I'm complaining, but I'm scared for what I might do. I can hear my wallet weeping. Whether alone or with her Nurse Father, the girl's attitude and conduct hardly change. She usually has her nose buried in illustrated books or watches motion pictures that emit noises that offend the eardrums. Wait, what? I'm surprised he's saying that, because that's got to be about anime, right? This is like the most anime character we have in the game. The only difference is that when in each other's company, they exchanged idle chatter as they read and watch those books and videos together. Come to think of it, she likes to pester the other children to read what she enjoys, begging them to give it a chance. Yet the contents of her favorite distractions are hardly worthy of consideration. Yet when I voiced this outright, she swore she'd feed you till you get what a masterpiece it is. It has since been relentlessly chasing after me, causing me quite an inconvenience. I must avert my gaze from her today, lest our eyes meet and she interprets it as an interest in her pastime. Poor guy. You might do some financial irresponsible choices. Did you manage to hold off on pulling for the new IDs last week? And Wulp is probably soon as well. Yeah, that's what I'm holding out for, to be honest. Those limited IDs. I think indexing is bait. I do too. And it's enticing bait. With all that time wasted on trivial pleasures, I wonder when she ever finds the time to improve her form and train her swordplay. But as she does at times, notice my scrutiny despite how far this courtyard is. She must be doing something akin to training at the very least. And there at the gates, crossing the threshold with a sack soaked and dripping with blood, is the ring's apprentice. The child must have been collecting ingredients, corpse parts to be exact. That apprentice has also been rather busy of late, with the nurse father's so-called art critique approaching soon. As the nurse father rarely steps out of the ring's corridor and seldom socializes with the apprentice, I once approached the charge hoping for a conversation, wondering if we shared the same kind of plight. Only to be told that the ring's nurse father is simply immersed in work, lost in the height of artistic passion that the apprentice seeks to emulate. Though the maestro has stepped down from the position within the ring, the fascination with beauty remains. That is an inspiration for my artwork too. I remember the child telling me with barely concealed exultance. My humble self could scarcely relate. Yet, however, I felt I almost grasped the reason that the child would find joy in it, and I'm quite sure I nodded along. Lastly, those two people walking closely together are the index. Oh geez. Small text. You were holding back? Oh no. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this play out. Alright. For all the time I have lived under the roof of the house, I've barely traded words with them. How should I put this? The Index Apprentice, she is somewhat of an inscrutable character. Perhaps she fears anyone and everyone save for her nurse father. She always appears anxious about what the others are thinking, her eyes darting from corner to corner. She never misses an opportunity to announce her laudation for her nurse father, making any attempt at conversation arduous indeed. As for her nurse father, no. Better I refrain from speaking of him. No way. If he possesses any human mind at all, it is one my humble self finds impossible to fathom, and I hesitate to judge with haste that which I am not acquainted with. Yeah, you don't fuck with the Papoon. Even so, he appears to be on close terms with his apprentice, at least from what I can see. No, this too is best left unelaborated. Such observation will bring me no benefit. That night, I was entrusted with a duty for the first time in a long while. Some call it homework, others assignments, or simply errand, as they carry out their duties one after another. To me, however, receiving a duty is proof of my nurse father's attention, as the stream of service has dried to a trickle, then a drought. I welcome every work, and am eager to see it done. Don't we know, this is what, I think errand was what, Ishmael called it? Ah, man, I know one of these Dawn mentions, but I don't remember which one. Yeah, I'm not sure. McClare's almost perfect. The only thing he got wrong is the haircut. Dude, I can't wait to see people cosplay him. It's gonna be so funny. Unlike the other apprentices, my lowly self has never borne a name within the Pinky, and I yet walk the path that one day might lead me to inherit the title of Di Hui Star. Alone, I tighten my grip on the hilt of my blade, leaving the cold air in the likeness of the sword form that is said to have been wielded by the one true apprentice of all nurse fathers and the fingers to which they belong. Oh, so talking about Ryoshu, yeah. The hilt clicks and rattles at the beginning and end of each trail of the blade, much like the tick-tock of the clock's second hand that spurs me to hurry. And in between, I find my humble self thinking, my life will soon come to an end. What is the point of dreaming this fleeting dream? I know I will never meet the end point, just as a spiral that never manages to punch through and reach the other side. Nice callback. This won't do. These unfocused thoughts will only serve to obstruct my mind on the way of the blade. Such ponderment only distances me from attainment, for the quest for interest and pursuit of achievement repel each other. So I shall simply continue to rehearse and demonstrate until my blade can more closely, more indistinguishably simulate the authentic original. Who knows? This might be the day. Today, my master might come out and sit here on this wooden floor to watch me train. Even this is an indolent state of mind. My master is always watching me. I must believe that. I must. Stronger, sharper. That is how I must temper myself, so I may carry out all tasks, acting in my master's stead. Let my humble self be guided by the very first sentiment that arises when I look upon my master. That alone will allow my actions to stay true to the virtue of humanity. Oh, interesting. Okay. They're teasing, don't even want to reveal their gender. I know, right? That's so interesting. So he's trying to follow the virtue of humanity. But from what we saw of the Pinky Nurse Father, she was definitely not of that state of mind. Not Shiomi, the original Pinky Nurse Father, or Araya. It seemed like they were both on the path of Ashura. Or Asura? Perhaps with perseverance someday, I may yet become someone who walked the way that befits the virtue of humanity, even if I had come to a stop without reaching its end. Oh, you think Ish was homework? Dude, he's so cool. Alright, who's next? Alright, there's no way Big Bird is gonna be better than Fire Fist, right? Is it gonna end up being better than Edgar? Actually, don't know.
먼 것까지도 아주 선명하게 보여. 이때껏 볼 수 없었던 것도, 어두워 보이지 않았던 것도 전부.
Maybe the OG Dihui Star was on the path of humanity before she became a nurse father and became trapped in the spider's house. She always complains about her losing her freedom. Yeah, I think that's for sure. I guess the question would be, I guess I would imagine Ren wouldn't. Well, I don't know. I wonder if maybe his mindset is more of trying to correct the course for what the Pinky should be. And that's why he was the way he ended up being. And I mean, we do know that Ren cared for Araya as a Pinky nurse father, going so far as to basically get himself killed. So the deceased employee's corpse has been collected and transported to a designated site within the research facility. Oh no, do you think, is it going to be Sang? The LCE's death certificates are honest and straightforward. These cold, emotionless documents do not mince words as they record the facts, and nothing but the facts. And their facts don't need to bother themselves with convincing the reader. Take, for example, the word corpse. What other interpretation could it possibly have? I read the document again and again, but its meaning stays the same. Excuse me, Gregor, do you have a minute? Oh yeah, you can see a Big Bird, the abnormality. And then this looks like the Big Bird egg. Is this the... Man, I really can't tell if this is another egg. If it is, it kind of seems... It looks like the Justice one, right? Because it has that band around it. You're... Who are you again? Don't think I've seen you around here before. Think that's the weapon? Wait, which one? I'm from HR Management Team 2. My name is... Oh, I remember you now. Sort of. So if you don't mind, please save the small talk for later and get straight to the point. What do you want? The crossbow? Oh, you're talking about on the left side, right? That it's not the egg? Oh no, I guess we can come back and check. I've been informed that most of your research personnel have been killed, Gregor. I slid the death certificate into my desk drawer. Right. Yi Sang is dead. He died to lure a certain death away from me. No, not Yi Sang. Dude, imagine that. Dying in this world, being reborn as the Index Nurse Father. Like the coolest thing ever. So it seems Limbus company disappeared from the App Store here in Brazil. Uh-oh. But his decision couldn't have been more rational. While I floundered, letting the emotions get the better of me, he exercised reason and came up with something more logical than that ridiculous plan I'd thrown together, and his decision to overrule me saved many more lives than I would have. Heard about Yi Sang, that he raised his ego attunement to unsafe levels to save you, Gregor. LCE Ego Lantern specializes in luring its targets. Yi Sang's decision could not have been more logical. He had the aptitude to maximize that Ego Gear's attunement level, and I had the expertise to repair the facility faster than anyone there could. Yes, it's thanks to him that I had enough time to finish the repairs. Every death is weighed for its worth. A noble death, an honorable death, those are valuable, top-shelf deaths. There are cheap ones too, often accompanied by crude expressions like croaking. The scale that weighed his death read, sacrifice. One might wonder what meaning this would hold for the deceased, but this price tag is for those who remain. It exists to give them a reason to stop grieving, or a reason to live on. I know you're still mourning your losses and everything, but we can't leave those seats vacant forever, you understand? Huh, well, I suppose you can't. With that out of the way, I thought I might come to you for some advice and ask if you have anyone to recommend for the positions. I don't. They'd already be here if I did. To be honest, I thought the hiring notices would have already been posted by now. There's a lot of other stuff to take care of first, like finishing the facility repairs. Oh, also, here, this document's for you. A message from the higher-ups. It says you are to take some time off, 3 months, give or take, paid leave. Sounds like that's more than enough time to get my thoughts sorted. Wait, so is all of this supposed to be post-Spider-Pyre? So, 3 months of paid leave it was. I accepted the document, collected my rather meager belongings, and packed them neatly into my suitcase. But I wasn't sure where to go from there. I didn't like crowded places, and the city was nothing if not teeming with people in every corner. Where was I to go in a world like this anyway? Naturally, memories of those who were once with me, in spite of myself, returned to answer that question. Someone had once butted into a conversation regarding U-Corp's Great Lake and said that the shores of S-Corp also had quite the pleasant character to them. But someone then continued, saying that T-Corp isn't such a bad place either for those interested in technology. When I asked what that drab urban landscape had to offer, he replied that observing their innovative inventions often did spark flashes of inspiration. Now that I'm really thinking about it, perhaps I might need a little more time than 3 months. 3 years, no more. Our lives, independent as they might seem, are always accompanied by the presence of others. It's only natural that they'll all eventually come back to me. The memories of the dead, regardless of what triggers them to return. So instead of searching for a reason to stop grieving, I decided to search for a way to get over them. This isn't you, Gregor. Why don't we... Puff. What are you goading me into retorting? What am I, really? Or something? I've long since excluded such... anachronistically? What the hell? Adolescent lines of thought from contaminating my verbiage ever since I took my first steps. Try to avoid such a poor choice of words if you'd really like to convince me otherwise. Dang, dude, he really came out of the womb with words like verbiage? That's crazy. Well, listen. Tragically for him, I saw little to no improvement in his subsequent word choices. Instead of letting him ramble on, I placed 2 documents on the table. First, a request to be included in the mission, and second, a letter of resignation, freshly inked as I had no reason to carry such a thing before. Oh, so this is the Spider-Pyre. Okay. What is wrong with you? You know there isn't a single other corporation in the city other than this one that'll hire someone like you. Hey. I'm well aware how stubbornly the stigma of being a fallen wings remnant clings to me, how it diminishes my employment prospects in the eyes of corporations. But am I not a rather excellent talent despite all that, even for someone like you? I'm quite certain I'm competent enough to make a living for myself, even if I were to end up leaving the company. Besides, letting me go isn't the only option on the table, you know? Keep reading. Oh, you see Pablo there. And that was my one and final chance to use that card. company now knows that I have no qualms about putting forth such a binary choice. Well, I don't think there's anything else to talk about. Let's adjourn this meeting. Wait, you can't just leave me to report this to the higher-ups. What am I even supposed to say to... Relay this conversation exactly as it happened. The facts and nothing but the facts, with no room for subjectivity. As expected, they did not sign my letter of resignation. Oh, hell yeah. A big, scary beast lives in this forest. That statement isn't entirely incorrect, but allow me to point out some errors. First is that, while there are plenty of big, scary beasts, here, this is no forest. Oh, no need to explain the concept of metaphors to me. While I've never been much of a lectiophile, I do know that a more appropriate metaphor for this research facility is a cave, not a forest. Don't worry, everyone will be safe as long as I'm here. Dude, I love it. I regret that I did not, out of some prophetic insanity, decide to wear this ego gear 27 hours ago, because it would have had a perfectly logical retort to that statement had I done so. I see a perilous child. Let's protect them. That's no child, that's an adult. Adults must learn to look after themselves. Overprotectiveness is... Boss! Sorry about that. Are you sure this is a good idea? Why? Isn't it plain enough? Torn and tattered fabric of space shimmers in every corner of the room, courtesy of T-Tech02 Tech 21 Tech 07. Oh yeah, that's a wayward passenger. Despite that, no corner is left untouched by the gaze. I watch wayward passenger's every move as it zips around me, and its form turns into a blur as it travels between the tears in space at incredibly high velocity. I watch with the myriad eyes and the singular piercing eye that can see everything. I swing the invisible hammer and block Wayward's approach from one side and fire a predictive shot to the other, piercing the abnormality with the crossbow bolt. Dude, and he did it in like such a badass way too. Over the shoulder. That I thought to reshape the hammer into a crossbow, as I don't have the aptitude to wield two hammers at once. The better option is to switch between them and use only one at a time. Concluding test now. Boss, are you sure about partaking in the mission? Never been more certain. Oh, but don't you even think about tagging along, because there's a beast in that forest. I love it. Big Bird talking to Greg. Dude, it has me so excited for the future of the other forest birds. Because do you think they're gonna do something where all of the guardians of the forest can like combine and we get to be Apocalypse Bird? I really hope so. Man, that'd be so sick. Oh, not that. That'd be sick. Man. But you know, equally as scary, if we're getting this kind of ego gear, then that means they've got Big Bird. So there may come a time when we have to fight Apocalypse Bird ourselves.
오전 시간에 연구소 순찰은 내가 맡지. 그 침입자들이 모두 빠져나간 게 맞는지, 혹시라도 어딘가에 숨어 있지 않은지 직접 직접 확인해야겠어. 과한 탄수화물은 식후 졸음을 유발한다고 매번 말하지 않았나? 내 연구팀한텐 저쪽 책상에 커피 3잔만 가져다 주면... 됐어. 알아서 먹을 테니 못 들은 걸로 부탁하지.
Oh, the peoples are moving. Oh, that's awesome.
그래. 작전 계획서 대신 사직서가 반려되었나? 저녁까지 기다리게 만든 것 치곤 특별할 것 없는 답변이고 예상과 조금도 다르지 않아.
Maybe if we get an Apocalypse Bird Ego, it gets a special effect if every bird ID is on the field. I just really like the idea of a portal opening up, the 3 IDs walking into it, and then just being this, I don't know, being Apocalypse Bird but controllable. And imagine it gets like 3 skill slots.
시설 복구는 완료되었지만 당장 연구를 재개할 수는 없을 거야. 안정화에도 시간이 걸릴 테고 빈자리도 다시 채워야 할 테지. 이번 작전만 끝나면 시설을 새로 설계해야겠어. 거미줄이라. 그래. 배운 건 써먹어야지.
Oh yeah, I just realized the update story never really mentioned why he's got a teal hand.
어제부터였나? 다른 부서에서 내가 본사에서 탈출한 고등급 직원이라는 기막힌 소문이 돌더군. 이 본사 장비의 출처에 대해 설명할 수 없는 것과는 별개로 그게 말이 된다고 생각하는 건가? 그런 생산성 없는 헛소리는 자제하라고 누가 말 좀 해주면 좋겠군.
Dude, could you imagine? When he was leaving the original LC, he just took Big Bird's egg with him.
환상치가 거울오는 말에 현혹되지 않으려면 계속 이렇게 생각을 입 밖으로 내는 게 좋아. 생각과 달리 익숙지 않은 말에 기시감이 따르거든.
Think about all the sinners having A-left gear. Alright, who's getting mimicry? Like Ryoshu, right? What about a blue star? That's another favorite of mine. Blue star kind of feels like a Faust ego gear.
먼 곳까지도 아주 선명하게 보여. 이때껏 볼 수 없었던 것도 어두워 보이지 않았던 것도 전부. 테스트는 이대로 종료하자고. 이 에고와 기프트를 동시에 사용할 만큼의 적성은 내게 있는 것 같으니까. 곧 작전 시작이군. 그러니 다들 내 시야에서 벗어나지 마. 먼 곳까지도 아주 선명하게 보여. 이때껏 볼
Build
수
both his
없었던
ego and the gift at the
어두워
same
보이지 않았던
time.
것도 전부. 테스트는 이대로 종료하자고. 이 에고와 기프트를 동시에 사용할 만큼의
Which one is the
적성은 내게
gift?
있는 것 같으니까.
Oh, is that what they're using to explain his hand? Because I don't think refraction gave you a hammer in Lobotomy Court. Here, let's check. Yeah, the hammer was the equipment. And the gift was, oh, a pair of goggles. He does have goggles, doesn't he?
당신이 이 숲의 괴수로군.
You are the beast. That haircut, it's undeniable, Sinclair.
안타깝게도 내 숲에 있는 이들은 이미 모두 죽었어. 할 수 있는 건 괴수를 죽이는 것뿐이지.
If you were sure, Greg, imagine Greg with his arm being mimicry. Oh, dude, that would be so cool. Finally having like a scythe type weapon. Like how nothing there goes goodbye and kills everyone. Man, I'm always so scared thinking about the A-lefts coming to Limbus company. The mimicry fight in Ruina was pretty hellish.
해고 감흥도 증폭. 가만히 있어. 이런, 지금 구해줄 테니 여기까지인가 보군. 이걸로 작전 성공률을 높일 수 있다면 못할 것도 없지. 위로까지 필요하진 않아. 이 정도 실패는 연구원에겐 유머에 불과하거든.
A goof.
지금 내게 가장 비참한 게 뭔지 알아? 회사로 돌아가 작성할 보고서에 임무 성공해라는 단어를 내 손으로 써야 한다는 거야. 지워야 할 이름이 늘었어. 연구 계획서는 그냥 폐기해야겠군.
You know, I like how this ID feels like Gregor is really leaning into the survivor's guilt, like being angry about it.
눈에 보이는 게 전부가 아니라든가 중요한 것은 눈에 보이지 않는다든가 뭐 그런 교훈을 의도한 건 아니야. 그냥 누구에게도 보이지 않을 나만의 한 방을 날려주고 싶었을 뿐이지.
I like that.
그런가? 이 숲에 괴수 같은 건 없었던 거군.
Oh, but wasn't aware that he's the beast in the forest. Love it.
주인께 아침 문안을 올려야겠습니다. 환영받지는 못하지만 매일을 신음하며 잠조차 평안히 잘 수 없는 그 모습을 보면 네, 인에 따라 행동해야겠죠.
Oh, what? Wait, was Ren not actually his name?
주인께 아침 문안을 올려야겠습니다. 환영받지는 못하지만 매일을 신음하며 잠조차 평안히 잘 수 없는 그 모습을
Oh, that's
보면
kind of sad.
네, 인에 하루가 또 절반이 넘게 지나갔군요. 일이 시간들을 무의하게 보내버리면 다가올 소생의 끝이 떠올라 초조해지기도 하지만 저치들이 일으키는
Alright, that
소란을
creeped
보고
me out.
있자면 차라리 이것이 나은가 싶기도 합니다.
Those voices popping up in my headphones, I actually thought there was like a fucking group of people just suddenly behind me.
주인께선 이 비천한 자에게 따로 바람이 없으시니 모든 나날을 권태로이 보내지 않으려면 이 밤 동안 검을 녹슬지 않게 돌보고 몸이 녹슬지 않게 수련해야겠습니다. 엄지의 자식은 또 제 아비에게 험한 꼴을 당한 모양이군요. 잘못을 엄히 꾸짖는 것은 중요할 테지만 정도가 과하면 그것이 과연 예일지. 저런, 밖에 내팽개쳐졌는데도 다시 술시중을 가는군요.
So do we still think it's gonna be Aradia that gets the Valencia ID?
잠시 조용히. 소생이 바깥 일이 없는 날엔 경계해야 하는 인물이 있어 여기서 기척을.
오늘은 어디 안 가고 거미 집에 있었네?
Ishmael.
그래서 내가 전에 말한 빗줄기 속 감기 봤어?
His sigh and then he
아니,
runs
도망치지
away.
말고.
That's awesome.
사람의 속이란 정말
Ishmael jump
한결
scare.
알 수가 없는 것 같네요. 지금 자기 자식을 쓰다듬는 저 손은 과연 진정한 마음이 우러나온 것일지, 지령이 시키는 것을 수행할 뿐인 것인지. 저치의 아비들은 잘 이해되지 않지만 간혹 부럽다는 생각이 들기도 하는군요. 미우나 고우나
Poor,
모종의 관심일 터니
poor guy.
부름이라면 기쁘게 나서지요. 마침내 한 번의 손으로 여럿을 시연합니다. 시연합니다. 간단히 포기하지 마시길. 오롯한 검의 길에 한 걸음 더 가까이. 오롯한 검의 길에 한 걸음 더 가까이.
Trying to learn how to do singular strike.
끝없는 삶. 예정된 죽음이라지만 별을 잊지 못함이 서글플 따름. 주인께서는 아직도 소생을 이런 허접한 일에나 아직 소지의 자격을 얻지 못함에는 이유가 있는 법이겠지요. 조금 모자랐군요. 괜찮습니다. 결국 이번 생에 별의 이름을 얻진 못하더라도 이리 주인님의 자취를 따라가는 것만으로 스스로를
Man,
단죄할
so
수
much
있을 테니.
self-deprecation.
시연은 어떠셨나요? 소생은 나름의 소득을 얻었다고 생각합니다만 이들의 수급을 들고 돌아가 주인님을 뵌다면 어쩌면 이번에야말로 지혜성의 이름을 입에 올리실지도 모르겠군요. 소생의 쓸모는 여기까지였나 봅니다. 여전히 무르고 무딘 거 여린 그분을 보필하는 것도 검의 극한에 닿는 것도 전부 이도저도 아니게 되었을 뿐.
Alright, who should we check out first? Poise Run, Sinking Run. I'm gonna do Sinking so I don't have to click again. And then, yeah, we can talk about the Yirien. Man, I'm so excited for this. A life wherein one is granted not choices to make, but instead choices made. Beep, ha. With that, my darling daughter too could have felt the mirth that colors such a life. Man, I'm so very excited for that. You know, I've really been enjoying the index IDs. I like the way they took them. Alright, I'm not touching the unloving first. That's crazy. Alright, let's check out his kit. Intense stare, 0 range. If any of the following conditions are met, coin power +1. Target speed is faster than this unit's by 3 or more. If this unit speed is 1 or slower, the target has dazzle. Now, this is a very, very slow ID. His speed range is 1 to 4. So I think he's gonna rely heavily on the dazzle effect. So I think something I'm gonna be looking is how easily we can actually apply this. Yeah, just sinking and burn stuff. Fun fact, his speed gets lower as you uptie him. Oh, do you know, what does it start out as? Yeah, more of the same stuff. He does big damage. Coins become unbreakable, sinking, burn. On hit, target has dazzle, deal gloom damage equal to 80% of this coin's final damage. Defense skill giving him a lamp. Okay. So lamp at max stack 8. Turn end, gain 1 bind next turn for every 2 stacks, max 4. The max stack, if there are enemies on the field, consume all stacks to activate the following effects next turn. Gain plus 10 aggro to the leftmost slot. Inflict 3 dazzle to the enemy core with the most current HP. Okay, so you want to use his guard skill to get lamp, like right away. Then Dazzling Lamp, turn start, gain 1 lamp. External effects cannot change this unit's minimum and max speeds. Oh, that's tragic. When chaining skills, this unit can redirect the attack skills targeting to itself regardless of speed, focused encounters only. When gaining haste, gain 1 clash power up instead once per turn. Oh, I like that. Once the above effect activates, cannot gain haste for the rest of the turn. Turn start, gain 1 defense level up for every ally wearing Ego Gears max 3. That's cool. When an ally dies, gain 2 pierce damage up next turn. Eyes bright like lamps. Combat start, gain 1 lamp for every 2 gloom, resonance max 3. Combat start, if an enemy has dazzle, heal 5 sanity. Turn end, apply Guardians of the Forest next turn to the ally with the earliest deployment order among those that do not fit the following conditions. Is this unit an ally with Guardians of the Forest? Is an ally that cannot heal sanity due to conditions such as panic or corrosion. And then Guardians of the Forest is, before attack, activate the following effects. Plus coin skills, heal 4 sanity. If already at max sanity, gain 2 offense level up next turn. Minus coin skills, lose 8 sanity. This effect cannot reduce this unit's sanity below negative 40. Oh yeah, he's a really good support unit. I like his kit.
이번에도 치령의 뜻은 본인과 같군.
You think he loses 1 max speed per updie?
남, 둘, 반. 아비들도 매번 이런 식이었다.
Yep, there's the ego gift I was talking about.
안타깝게도 내 숲에 있는 이들은 이미 모두 죽었어. 할 수 있는 건 괴수를 죽이는 것뿐이지.
날카롭고 정확하게.
충정.
I know you mentioned the possible roadmap stream from the director. What is it that you guys are hoping for?
땡하기 전까지 손가락 하나 까딱하지 마.
You'll see skill 3.
완전 삼촌들이랑 고대 같았어.
앞을 밝히지. 후회할 것이 잘 보이다.
Man, I love the sound effects on this.
가만히 있어.
결정. 좋아, 치령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
Walpurgis in the Intervalo teaser.
모가지를 분질러야
I think I'm really excited for the Walpurgis.
운명적인 상황.
I'm really curious what they're gonna do. Like, could you imagine if we actually got a Black Silence ID at the same time as we get like the imitation for the Black Silence?
지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘.
The Black Silence Heathcliff.
그 중에서 가장 멋진 곳에
알고
나를
침식도
데려갈 수 있게.
양호. 아마도
That would be poetry in motion.
원치 않게 받은 선물도 도움이 될 때가 있지. 엄마와 같은 색으로 갈아 끼워진
보이만 구치.
Intervalo.
지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 공원에 같았어.
Some results. Kanto is next, and just looking at his background, it's probably going to take place at Encore.
삼촌들이랑 말도 못 섞게 했는지.
당신
사가락 안에서도 돌아오는 실력까지.
So yeah, I wonder what the intervalo is going to be about too. If I had to guess, I think it's going to be a lot of disseminating information between what happened with the different centers. You know, Gregor being a bug,
예측할 수 없게.
Sinclair and Smoke War Round 2.
지킬 게 많거든.
지금처럼 엄마와 함께
Yeah, I don't
이곳저곳을
know. Just
다니며
having an intervalo where the centers are all like talking to each other, being like, what in the hell just
그
happened?
중에서 가장 멋진 곳에
I think that could be a lot of
수
fun.
있게.
이걸로 작전 성공률을 높일 수 있다면 못할 것도 없지.
Maybe a Railway 2 rerun? No, why would you say that? You're giving them bad ideas. Oh wait, no, I was gonna Gaslight, right? For Railway 2. Dude, I can't wait for Railway 2. I hope they make us go around in a circle 50 times before Terminus. And it's mandatory for the banner.
원치 않게 받은 선물도 도움이 될 때가 있지. 엄마와 같은 색으로 갈아 끼웠지. 내 의향처럼.
나아가주게.
Round and round we go forever.
차라리 아무것도 남지 마라.
아무리 가르쳐줘도 매번 이상하게 줄여말하고.
I don't think we know whether we'll get one or two intervalos this time.
우와, 지금 완전
Well, I think last season was just an exception because of the Arknights collaboration. So I imagine we'll have two intervalos this time around.
어릴 땐 몰랐어. 왜
Oh, he's dazzled.
삼촌들이랑 말도 못 섞게 했는지.
Oh, dude. Oh, look at his
그
eyes.
외부 강사들. 손가락 안에서도
Oh, that's
대단한
awesome.
실력이었을 거야.
안타깝게도 내 숲에 있는
너희가
일들은
Oh,
보여준
kind of
모두
creepy
혹은
too.
더 대단한
할수
기술을
있는 건
매번 엄마에게
괴수를
가르쳐줬어.
죽이는
And it's like he's got the big bird egg behind him. His clashing is really good, 6 to 22. We're only what? We're offense level higher. Such as one clash power.
나아가주게.
If it's two, then you hope the first one is an exposition about what happened during the raid. For sure. You know, one thing that we kept hearing about in the the Heishao ideas was them trying to find
엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘 다뤘어.
shit, what was it?
그중
It was like in H Corp there was someone who had attunement or had ego, and they were sent to capture him.
엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가
I don't wonder if an intervalo could be
그중에서
about
가장
that.
멋진 곳에 나를
Helping
데려갈
out
수 있게.
Z-Tune, Part 4.
점령지 확보.
Because yeah, that plotline showed up in Lord Lu's upside story, and then in
관념
the Heishao Dawn as well.
누가 화났을 땐 이렇게 숨소리도 내지 말고 숨어 있어야 해.
예측할 수 없게.
Really want to see their reactions to Bug Greg and future Sinclair. For the second one, you hope it ends with Mersault getting arrested or convicted.
아비들도 매번 이런 식이었다. 지금 내
Why do you want the best character arrested?
당신
I don't even know if Mersault can do wrong.
지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 공원에 같았어.
차라리
이제 싱수에선
I don't know, part of me doesn't wonder if they're going to try and keep that information a secret too. Like maybe Dante will learn about it, but not the rest of the sinners.
당신 짝패는
손가락 안에서도
Kind of following the same line as Murder on the Warp Express,
혹은 더 대단한
where only Dante was allowed to know that Dawn was a blood fiend the whole time.
지금 구해줄 테니.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how I think Radia specifically shifts when addressing
왜 엄마가
Gregor, because she's always been really bad about calling him like the bug guy, or, like making bug puns to him.
많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가
And every single time I call it out, like Radia,
나를
stop,
데려갈 수
please.
있게.
You don't know what you're doing to this poor guy.
이걸로 작전 성공률을 높일 수 있다면 못할 것도 없지.
Yeah, that was such a fun fight. Suddenly, one day.
당신이 이 숲의 괴수로군.
The source material is surprisingly enough you read in Mersault's book.
하지만 그래봤자
Yeah, I only tried to read when playing Limbus Company now. Just so much of it.
날카롭고 정확하게 편히 쉬시게.
But keep the secret for Sinclair, Ish also saw it, and for Gregor, both Roddy and Heathcliff saw it.
무다 법을 이제야 좀 이해.
Well, you know, I guess that maybe part of it is because like we don't really know if Sinclair or Gregor even remembers what happens or what happened to him.
필연적. 그중 제일 뛰어난 게 정리하지.
So it could end up being that maybe Faust deems it that they shouldn't know for fear of how it might make them feel. Like they might freak out even more. Gregor specifically.
지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
내려라 머저리들.
Yeah, I really don't think Gregor would do too well knowing what's in his skin.
그딴 표정으로 쳐다보는 거지. 설마 내가 그 로싱
예측할 수 없게.
돈 홍차 운순해졌을 거라 기대했나?
Murder on the Warp Express, only Dante and Faust knew, and of course Faust knew. Yeah, Faust knows all. Except who the traitor for Limbus Company was. Oh, what if the Intervallo was meeting ideas. Maybe hanging out with the distortion team, the distortion detectives, going on a distortion hunt with them.
굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도 느낄 수 있겠죠.
전술 시야 전. 하지만 이런 시시한 전투에도 긴장감을 끌어넣어줄 비장 예술이 하나였지. 비가
That fucking sound.
속을 치는
Alright, we know where that comes from now.
직접 목격하지 않아도 느낄 수 있겠죠.
올. 하지만 슬슬 물리는군. 근처에 융수염이라는 군 거를 파는 곳 있나? 있군. 그럼 오늘
Stupid vows.
림컨버 회식 메뉴는 수박을 곁들인 융수염 과자로 결정하지.
Dude, I can't believe how poorly they treat her when she's gotten the most golden bows so far out of all the Fausts. But you know, that's kind of intriguing to me. Because does that mean that for Faust, the golden bows aren't actually their primary goal? I don't know, I've been kind of wondering about that.
이걸로 작전 성공률을 높일 수 있다면 못할 것
Also,
없지.
imagine today is the day we get the jackpot. Please.
관념봉인.
Please, I'm so tired.
누가 화났을 땐 이렇게 숨소리도 내지
Oh,
말고
also, did you guys notice that they did some kind of optimization with the game? Like, you can actually spam this and it doesn't lag anymore. It used to have a really crazy delay to it.
우와, 지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 고모들 같았어.
When chaining your skills.
전술 시야 전.
지령에 따라
아버지에게 매번 이런 식이었다. 지가 네 길동안 잘해줬지. 3월. 엠화. 무파퍼고 이세좀 위에.
Yeah, that's how you walk.
이제 신수에선 벗어났네.
Yeah, they really didn't explain his hand at all.
움직일 뿐입니다.
You think he, like, took it as a memento?
역시 모가지를
Rather
분질러야
gruesome.
조용해지는 걸. 저 도야지 같은 새끼.
해고 감흥도 증폭.
제 행동. 그렇다면
지금 구해줄 테니.
정해진 운명이라네.
I feel really bad for
어릴 땐
Gregor.
몰랐어.
I do not think he's gonna do well after that.
삼촌들이랑 말도 못 섞게 했는지.
당신
손가락 안에서도 네로라는 실력자들이었을 거야.
Well, like, what if the Limbus company actually deems it necessary to do a memory wipe on him
매번
if he does remember?
엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘 다뤘어. 그중 제일 뛰어난 게 점이었고. 흔들렸고.
앞을 밝히지. 그럴 것이 잘 보이도록.
어릴 땐 몰랐어.
Why did that look like the blades were in
왜
Dawn's
엄마가
face?
삼촌들이랑 말도 못 섞게 했는지.
She's like getting an acupuncture treatment.
그 외국
확인 사살.
자세에 틀림은 없군.
올.
That was awesome.
하지만 슬슬 물리는군. 근처에 융수염이라는 군 거를 파는 곳 있나? 있군. 그럼 오늘 림컨버 회식 메뉴는 수박을 곁들인 융수염 과자로
The society is
결정하지.
connected to Faust from different mirror worlds. Does that mean that almost every Faust is looking for the bows?
이걸로 작전 성공률을 높일 수 있다면 못할 것도 없지.
It's a good question.
죽음 충동 억제, 관념 봉인.
I suppose not. Hey,
복잡하게
Spiral.
엉킨 문제는 시작과 끝을 찾아야 풀어질 테지.
This kind of feels weird
그럴 수 없.
seeing him here.
차라리 형체도 남지 않게
I haven't just
잘라버려.
straight up had to do this fight in a long time.
나아가주게.
Yeah, that is a good question. I imagine it's probably the case that not every Faust is trying to get the golden
우리
vows.
가르쳐줘도 매번 이상하게
억제
주렴하다더니
성공. 지금 격발.
누군가에겐 아껴졌겠지만
But then also, I don't really understand why they would be so
지름길을 움직이군요.
mean.
좋아,
전술시야
불확실한 것은 없네.
조금
사장을 지켜줄 테니까.
거미 집에서 풀어내야만 했던 숙제들.
Oh, that's useful.
그것들보다 낫고.
Getting Guardians of the Forest on
그렇다고 불쾌하지
Or
않은
ego.
건 아니지만.
포위망 구축. 사물.
It'll also be interesting if Cromer 2.0 or the old Cromer ends up being a focal point for Mersault's Canto.
이제 수에선 벗어났나?
Wanting to start prosthetic war.
느낄 수 있겠죠. 지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가 그 중에서 가장 멋진 곳에 나를 데려갈 수 있게.
I'm missing one.
강습 준비 완료.
이루어질 수 없는 희망도 추락해 흔적조차 남지 않은 희망도 모두 나의 바람이었듯이 적이 건넨 도움 또한 도움을
예측할 수 없게.
Let's see what else has happened. Did you guys see the new Millie song that came out for Arc Knights? For like non-Project Moon music, I think that song is way up there for me. Very big fan of it. What am I doing this stream? Testing out the new IDs. If you haven't listened to it, oh my gosh, you got to. It's so good.
것이 잘 보이더군.
Damn, he hurts.
말끔히 찬란했고.
좋아,
전술시야
지령에도 불확실한 것은 없네.
많이 지 이해다.
굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도 느낄 수 있겠죠.
고온
They were testing out the new IDs, talking about theories and stuff. Our hopes and dreams for the next Walpurgis and
파는 곳 있나?
future intervalos.
이건. 그럼 오늘 림컴버
Dude, I really do just want to hang out with
수박을
the
터뜨린
Distortion
용수형
Detective
과자로
Squad.
결정하지.
Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of the like the prosthetics war that was hinted at, you know, there are quite a, what, 2 people in our group that are going to have to get prosthetics.
완수했습니다.
So Ongdu, since she ripped her arms off, and then Sode because she got disarmed.
완수했습니다.
So I imagine that's gonna end up being a plot point.
당신이 이 숲의 괴수로군.
Dude, poor Ongdu.
화났을 땐 이렇게 숨소리도 내지 말고 숨어 있어야 해.
나아가주게.
Can't wait to learn more about the society. Do you have any thoughts on what they're trying to do? Like whether or not all of them are interested in the golden bow? I really don't know what Bout's motivation is, if I'm being honest. Like, during that one scene in Kanto 4, was she one of the people who had, like, a wish that she pseudo-vocalized, or no?
지령에 따라 챙겨.
I can't remember.
벗어났나?
What the fuck? Alright. Random tangent, because I fucking hate that AI pops up for Google searches now. Listen to the shit that the AI is trying to say. In Limbus Company, Faust's implied desire centers on reconnecting with her past, specifically a deep longing to see her child again. What? Has it ever been mentioned that she has a child? I don't think so. And then it goes on to say, as an exceptionally knowledgeable, prideful, and detached character connected to a network of alternate selves, the Jezel Shaft, her journey revolves around overcoming her emotional detachment and seeking personal fulfillment beyond her manufactured omniscience. I mean, that's kind of more in line with it. Where did the child stuff come from? What the hell? Oh, do you think it's because one of the fandom site got all jacked up? I bet that's why. You assume an arm can be reattached if you just bring your arm with you. Well, I think Sode kind of had to run a long way. So I don't know if she has her arm. And then I think Ongdu just flat out talked about getting prosthetics, so... You only started learning Limbus lore months ago when you decided to play it. You were scared to download it, but you have your FPS, yeah, like 15, 24/7? Was that on your computer or your phone?
하지만 슬슬 물리는군.
Also, haven't you been...
용세염이라는 군 거를 파는 곳 있나?
I thought you've been around since, like, super early on during my Limbus streams.
회식 메뉴는 수박을 곁들인 용수형
If I remember
과자로
correctly,
결정하지.
like since Kanto 4.
하지만 그래봤자 거다.
Because I know you've asked me a lot of questions about lore stuff.
나아가주게.
차라리
Don't you remember her child, John Limbus? Oh yeah, he's the main character for her Kanto. Oh, I completely spaced that. Yeah, doesn't she mention that in the prologue when she's teaching us how to fight? She looks at Dante and she's like, you know, if my son John Limbus were here, we would easily win this. We wouldn't even need a tutorial.
엄마는
전술 시야
무기라면
전개.
뭐든 잘 다뤘어.
오제트의 눈으로
그중 제일 뛰어난 게 검이었고. 지령에 따라 참격.
억제 성공. 진정.
Yeah, I really cannot express how much I hate AI.
오, 제 행위. 그렇다면
Like, you know, they just did another AI test making Will Smith eat spaghetti. And people are like, holy shit. This AI stuff is insane.
지령대로 움직일 뿐입니다.
지령에게 불확실한 것은
You know, why did that meme of Will Smith eating spaghetti spawn? Is it because he doesn't like spaghetti?
당신
적체체 무력화. 확인 사살.
운명적인 죽음
지령대로 움직일 뿐입니다.
Also, how do you not like spaghetti?
이루어질 수 없는 희망도 추락해 흔적조차 남지 않은 희망도 모두 나의 바람이었듯이 예측할 수 없게 적이 건넨 도움 또한 도움일 테지.
I'm pretty sure not liking spaghetti is the hidden 8th deadly sin that nobody talks about.
좋아. 코이코이.
굳이 직접 납득하지 않아도
법을 이제야
느낄
좀
수
이해.
있겠죠.
고, on, 올.
She can't be the MC for
하지만
Encanto,
슬슬
huh?
몰리는군. 근처에
If I remember correctly, I think I've been told that her literature book, she like makes a deal with the devil or something.
메뉴는 수박을 곁들인 용수형 과자로 결정하지.
Yeah, not smart. Oh, you know what? Another idea that I had for Mersault's Canto, and there's no way this is gonna happen, but it would be cool, is if we got more information about like B Corp. You know, just because of their whole deal being the surveillance state of the city.
죽음 충동 억제, 관념 봉인.
마음 둘 안. 아비들도 매번 이런 식이었다. 지금 내킬 때만 잘해줬지.
예측할 수 없게
The betrayed surgeon in part 1, but sacrifices himself as he says, this might be our Limbus company.
필연적 절대적
무타 법을 이제야 좀 이해했고.
That'd be a pretty funny Limbus company abridged. But on the post-credit scene, it is revealed that John Limbus is part of the head, Herman, and Damien's group as the mastermind behind it all.
그렇다면
Oh, we should have known.
산다.
You know, I actually really like when games do that. It's pretty rare, but when they make like a tutorial boss, like a genuine villain,
시시한 전투에
or like an antagonist.
넣어줄 비장 예술이.
적체체 무력화.
지령대로 움직일 뿐입니다.
확인 사살.
지금처럼
That guitar noise is never not
이곳
gonna scare
저곳을
me.
다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가 그 중에서 가장 멋진 곳에 나를 데려갈 수 있게.
You like spaghetti, but you prefer it with white sauce, so spaghetti Alfredo. This is a pretty good choice.
죽음 충동 억제.
I don't know, I like it
관념
either way. But I think with red sauces, you're more likely to get a like a slightly spicier sauce. But I do prefer that.
해고 감도 증폭.
Spice is the spice of life, after all.
충정. 지령
제 행. 그렇다.
가만히 있어.
You have no idea how long you've been around when you think about it. You assume it's been around 2024.
오제트의 눈으로
Yeah,
여전히 그 끝이
I'm-
보이지 않는
I
만큼
feel like I'm right on the money in that it was around Kanto 4.
날카롭고 정확하게.
앞을 밝히자. 후회할 것이 잘 보이다.
Yeah, I guess if you have any questions about lore,
절대적.
I feel like I've got a good handle on everything.
더 갈라야만 한다.
나도 지킬 게 많거든. 모, 분, 조, 토. 역시 모가지를 분질러야 조용해지.
지령
저 고야지 같은 새끼.
Is there a Project Moon Discord, by the way? You've been looking to add someone with Pinky Sinclair. There is an official Discord,
다 법을 이제야 좀 이해.
and then there's like another fractured one. Yeah, I don't know. I've only ever heard bad things about the official Discord.
지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
하지만 그래봤자
나아가주게.
아무것도 남지 마라. 엄마는 여기라면 뭐든
Wait, no, I should be more specific. The thing I've heard about them that I'm really don't like is I guess some of the mods were responsible for Watson's harassment like a really long time ago when he left the translation team.
구해줄 테니.
But I do think I remember that those mods got replaced, so maybe it's better now.
굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도 느낄 수 있겠죠.
저술 시야 전
분, 조.
해고 감도 증폭.
역시 모가지를 분질러야 조용해지는.
벽계체 무력
굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도 느낄
What is Dawn's pose? Wait, what?
하지만 슬슬
She had one
몰리는
leg like kicked back behind her.
근처에 용수염이라는 군 거를 파는 곳 있나?
That was weird.
이관. 그럼 오늘 림컴
like she was posing.
수박을 곁들인 용수염 과자로 결정하지.
You're in there, but you hardly ever use it.
점령지 확보. 다음 포인트로 간다.
Yeah, I don't use Discord. I probably like I have an account, but just don't use it.
젠장 태웠어.
I think part of that's because I got a little freaked out. There's some weird stuff about people sending links and Discord getting hacked. And I think, what, like, just this week something is happening with Discord again?
해고 감도.
Like, it feels like it's perpetually on fire.
억제 성공. 진짜 예측한 대로. 격발.
우와, 완전 삼촌들이랑 공원에 같았어.
나도 누군가에게
가만히 있어.
결정. 좋아,
저술 시야 전
불확실한 것은 없네.
오제트의 눈으로
Age verification, yeah, that's
이런
right.
식이었다.
Yep.
시간 내킬 때만
Which, I mean, that's probably a good thing.
해고 감도 증폭. 앞을 밝히지. 후회할 것이 잘.
Or wait, how is it that they're making people verify their age? Like, do you have to show your driver's license?
수에선 벗어났나?
Like your birth certificate?
지키기 위해서도 지킬 게 많거든.
That might be a little freaky.
모분조도 역시 모가지를 분질러야 조용히지.
나아가주게.
Using AI, and we all know how that goes. Is it like the same way that YouTube was trying to use AI to verify people's ages? I remember reading about that. Yeah, I talked about that on stream too.
지금 구해줄 테니.
Where they're trying to check people's ages based on what videos they watch and like how they search things on YouTube.
근처에 용세염이라는 군 거를 파는 곳 있나?
So I was joking about, yeah, just
준비 완료.
every now and then, like maybe every 5 searches, just type in like, I don't know, something about lawn care or like home improvement.
하지만
I
그래봤자
think you could fool AI doing that.
나아가주게.
충정.
No child has ever looked up lawn care.
이듯이 수에선 벗어났나?
원치 않게 받은 선물도 도움이 될 때가 있지. 엄마와 같은 색으로
Problem with them adding age verification is that they have not proven themselves to keep those things very secure. They have their data breached like once every year.
지금 구해줄.
Yeah, I've read about that too.
지금 구해줄.
지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 고모들 같았어.
지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
Ow. It's more damage than I want to deal with.
예측할 수 없게.
지겹군. 이 몸이 직접 손봐야겠는가.
법을 이제쯤 이해해.
Yeah, I should read more about that. Because I'm curious how they're trying to use AI to verify ages.
앞을 밝히.
Like, is it like the type of slang you use? Like, if you use the meme 6'7" in like the past,
그중 제일 뛰어난 게
what, couple of months, then it's like, alright, that's a fucking child.
소위만 구축.
편히 쉬시게. 잠든 그대를
운명적인 죽음일세.
Oh, it's with photos? Oh, that's creepy. What the fuck? Like, they want you to send
과거와 같이
photos to them?
고온올
You send a picture of yourself and it tells which age you look like?
근처에 용세염이라는 군
Alright, yeah,
거를 파는 곳 있나?
that's actually really creepy and disturbing.
이관.
Dude, who thought that was a good idea?
수박을 곁들인 용수형 과자로 결정하지.
That's actually one of the creepier things I've heard of a company doing in quite a long time. And I imagine they're doing under the guise of children's safety. Classic. Roblox did that and it failed horrendously.
죽음 충동 억제.
Dude, Roblox is like a cesspool.
남, 둘, 반.
이렇게
아비들도 매번 이런 식이었다. 지금 내킬 때만 잘해줬지.
It kind of baffles me that parents even let their kids on Roblox, hearing about the horror stories that take place, you know?
예측할 수 없게.
억제 성공. 진짜. 격발.
차라리 아무것도
Wait, something completely unrelated. You're loving using Sinclair
제
more than Gregor?
그렇다면
Lamp Gregor? I get the feeling I'm gonna like Sinclair a lot. I'm a big fan of Aedo.
자세히 지름으로 움직일 뿐입니다.
전술 시야 선.
상자는 이렇게 숨소리도 내지 말고 숨어 있어야 해.
Oh no, the priest is guilty that he's dazzled by Gregor. He can see the bugs.
지령에 따라 참격.
감내해야 할 고통입니다.
종원. 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로. 파도가 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
Turn sinking in your dungeon, translating I hate winning. Sinking teams are good. They're good if the enemy has sanity and you can survive the first turn.
지금 하려던 거 확실해?
Yeah,
또
I pretty much agree
뭔가
with that
잊은 건
statement.
아니고? 이 지긋지긋한 공간에 더 있고 싶은 게 아니라면 제대로 끝을 내. 미련조차 남지 않을 만큼 확실하게.
나아가주게.
I don't know, what's your least favorite team to run? I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like sinking now that they've gotten so much support this season with the index IDs.
한눈 팔지 마세요. 메마른 당신의
Summer lag when chaining skills. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier.
올 테니.
That's a quality of life, man. And there they go.
삼코 수없는 예술이군.
엄마는
고,
무기라면
언,
뭐든 잘
오.
다뤘어.
하지만
그중 제일
슬슬
뛰어난 게
물리는군.
검이었고.
근처에
Once you do floor 15 50 adversity with the sinking team, you'll know true suffering. Oh yeah, I've been there.
이전 빼는 놈들이 한가득일 줄이야.
Damn,
오늘
dude.
림컴버 회식 메뉴
Ishmael outpaced Gregor.
수박을 곁들인 용수형 과자로
사무소 보는
결정하지.
No surprise. She is the best. It's you, you're the blank of this forest. I shall treasure this chance so as not to cast shame upon the blank my master has imparted unto me. Beast in Moonlit Azure Blade. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I think just having just the words has been some of my favorite for titles in a long time. Okay, so for poise teams, it's probably better to use like the Hey Shao, right? How many blade lineage do you need on a team for his passive? Just 3, right? I don't remember what the passive was. Is it swordplay? What am I thinking of? I feel like he needed people or something. Is it really that bad to do sinking in Mirror Dungeon? I mean, like I said, sinking, as long as you can survive the first turn and get your opponent's sanity down, then winning clashes is really simple. I'm cool with this. Thinking about it, it's been a minute since I've run a poise team.
마침내.
To the fucking haircut.
열었을.
짜증나는 시선이 늘었군. 앞으로 한 번만 더 기분 나쁜 눈빛으로
I feel like
내
if your
검을
goal
힐끔힐끔 쳐다보.
is trying to keep the hair out of your eyes, maybe just like
뭐
cut it shorter. Cause that's a crazy part to have. Just a straight up V in your face.
된다면 사활을 건다.
그렇지 않은 것.
엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘 다뤘어. 그중 제일 뛰어난 게 검이었고.
Yeah, dude, his animations are awesome. Also, I forgot to go over his skills.
아무리 가르쳐줘도 매번 이상하게 소려 말하더니
Oh wait, meme.
더 심해졌네.
You said you needed to add someone to put or to try out Pinky Claire.
열었을.
Do you want me to do that real quick? Alright. So, passive singular focus of the mind. Turn end, any excess poise potency gained past 25 will be converted to Moonlit Azure Blade. Oh yeah. Post your friend code in chat and I'll add you after. Did we start from scratch? Oh, I already won the sinking run. So yeah, now we're testing out Hair Claire. Moonlit Azure Blade, max stack 20. Turn start, gain 2 shield for every stack, deal plus 1% damage on critical hit for every stack. So this is what a lot of his kit is just a ton of extra percent damage. Want your code as well? I'm pretty sure I have you added already. But I mean, you can post it. Yeah, always feel free to post your friend code if you want to add people in chat. The Orthodox Blade. Combat start, gain Pride Resonance divided by 2, plus 1, poise, max 4, rounded down. Combat end at 20 plus poise, gain a plus 1 poise count. Support passive, the ally with the fastest speed heals 5 sanity and gains 5 shield when starting combat with a defense skill equipped. You're talking to old meme. Yeah, but just for anybody. Skill 2, Unfocused Volley. Base power plus 1 for every 6 poise on self, max 2. He gains poise, deal plus 10% damage on critical hits, gain plus 1 poise count. On crit heads hit, reuse this coin once per skill. Oh hell yeah. Reuse heads hit at 10 plus Moonlit Azure Blade, reuse this coin once per skill. So he can get 4 coins on his skill 2. That's awesome. All-Star Slayer. Heal plus 50% damage for every excess attack weight beyond the number of actual targets. Okay, so how high can it go? Attack weight plus 1 for every 10 Moonlit Azure Blade on self, max 2. So you have to be at 20 stacks for that. So you can actually get this to plus 100% damage. That's awesome. And he gains a ton of power on this too. Twin power plus 1 for every 4 poise on self, max 5. Base power plus 1 for every 4 Moonlit Azure Blade on self, max 5. So that's 10. So this is 24, 8 to 32. And then his defensive skill. He's got a Clashable Guard. Turn start at 25 plus poise. Change the skill to Swerve, which is an evade. And I gotta say, I love this idea of having like status conditionals to change skills. Very big fan of that. He gains poise and then Swerve combat start. Gain shield equal to Moonlit Azure Blade stack once per turn. And then on evade, gain 1 crit damage up next turn, max 2 times per turn. And then that's plus 10% damage on critical hit for every stack. So yeah, you can do some shenanigans with him.
우와, 지금 완전 사슴들이랑 공허대 같았어.
한 점만 노린다. 깔끔한 헤드샷. 머리통이 썰났다.
이제 실수에서 벗어났나?
사선이 비었어요.
공로 지원한다.
저자, 보기 좋게 거미줄에 걸렸구나.
Alright, I gotta see that animation.
즐겁겠군.
소리와 호흡을 멈추고
Ooh, that's a really cool sound effect to it. I really like the reuse
지금처럼
coin.
엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가
Yeah, I imagine this
그중에서 가장
ID
멋진 곳에 나를
would be
데려갈 수 있게.
really, really fun for adversity runs.
주인께서는 아직도 소생을 이런 허접한 일에나.
총은 수지 타산에 맞게 한 발에 한 놈씩.
So if you're doing an adversity run,
나갈 때마다 내가
I wonder if he'd be
정말
better in
엄마가 돌아오지 않는 거였어.
like the Heishao team.
죄를 새겨주겠소.
아니면 엄마처럼.
엄마는 무기라는 것을 받아들였어. 요즘 제일 뛰어난 게
이제
검이었고.
싱 수에선 벗어났나?
Alright, that's the code. Alright, I'll add that after this fight.
된다면 사활을 건네. 소리와 호흡을 멈추고.
Dude, that's sick.
지금 완전 삼촌들이
I really like that animation.
좋아. 한자로만 가까이.
그딴 컨디션으로 퍼 놈에게 덤빈다라.
Yep, he's got that effect around him, just like Ren.
보여줄 셈인가? 무대배들.
이어.
깔끔한
너에게 꽃을 달아준다면
머리통이
피아노가 어울리겠어.
적절났다고.
소리와 호흡을
가장
멈추고.
새빨간 지옥세계.
Really flipped tails on that, by the way.
지금처럼 엄마와 함께
The least
이곳저곳을
impressive
다니며
kill
많은
I've ever
기억을
seen.
쌓아줘. 언젠가 그 중에서 가장 멋진 곳에 나를 데려갈 수 있게.
Who should I switch out? Oh yeah, probably Thumbclair. Level 55? Well, you've been playing for a bit then. And you've done the... Oh yeah, you've done quite a few runs, gotten the 50 adversity. Nice. Alright, back to the mines. You and Scythe will be the first two people on your friends list you've actually said something to. I don't wonder if the whole friends thing is something people overlook. Because it's not like there's a tutorial for friends list or the support system, right?
그대 이 검이 필요하오.
Like, if I remember correctly, I think it was a
네.
couple of streams ago, someone was like, what the fuck? You can add people?
내려라 모자리들. 기라는
타겟
뜻이다.
포착 1시간.
왜 그딴 표정으로 쳐다보는 거지? 설마 내가 그 로스터
좋아.
이제
잠깐만.
싱 수에선 벗어났나?
I think there's only an information tab, yeah.
검문.
Yeah, not much else.
이어. 사선이 비었어요.
시야 확보. 쏜다.
마음 둘 알. 아비들도 매번 이런 식이었다.
타겟 포착.
지금의 기준을 잘해줬지.
지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 공원에 갔어.
이연.
Dude, that's so cool.
어릴 땐 몰랐어. 왜 엄마가 삼촌들이랑 말도 못 섞게
Oh yeah, and he can even gain the Moonlit Azure Blade pretty quick too with ego gifts.
손가락 안에서도
Oh yeah, man, he's gonna be a menace for adversity runs.
하지만 슬슬
I imagine he'd be better than the Gacha Sinclair
군 거를 파는 곳 있나?
with all of his damage stacking, and it seems like he clashes a little bit better too.
회식 메뉴는 수박을 곁들인 용수형 과자로 결정하지.
마침내.
하지만 그래봤자
타겟 포착.
이제 싱 수에선 벗어났나?
엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘 다뤘어. 그중 제일 뛰어난 게
쏠 수
검이야.
있죠?
Alright, here's the question for you guys. Who do you think would win in a fight?
이루어질
Valencia
수 없는 희망도,
or Lahang?
추락의 흔적조차 남지 않은 희망도 모두 나의 바람이었듯이
된다. 사월을
저기 건너 도움이
잘났다고.
소리와 호흡을 멈추고
우와, 지금 완전
Valencia?
이러면 쏠수
Yeah, I think so too.
잘한다.
Dude, her evade
지금처럼
is like
엄마와
actually
함께
too OP.
이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가 그 중에서 가장 멋진 곳에
착수.
나를 데려갈 수 있게.
Also, if I remember correctly, when I was doing that fight, I'm pretty sure there was a moment where she actually managed to win a clash against
숨어
Virgil.
있어야 해. 지금 완전
Although maybe we gotta ask
삼촌들이랑
ourselves,
공원에 갔어.
are we talking pre-nerd Lahang or neutered Lahang?
이제 싱 수에선 벗어났나?
비껴 베어버렸군.
마음 들안 아비들도 매번 이런 식이었다. 지금 내 기준을 잘해줬지.
아름다운 것, 그렇지 않은 것 희한하게
Once you have both gameplay wise and lore wise. Otherwise, choose a Sudokapto. With the word hero, you don't get to be that if you're not strong.
지금처럼
As fuck.
엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가
Yeah, that's
그
true.
중에서
What
가장
was...
멋진 곳에
I guess I don't even remember. What was Lahang's rank in the thumb? Oh yeah, he was just a Capo 4.
거다.
Well, I say just. That is pretty impressive.
사격 개시.
그 삶의 마침표를 소리와 호흡을 멈추고 사선이 피었어요.
지금 완전
That was a turn 1 skill 3, by the way.
한 점만 노린다. 살을 베어내고
이제 싱 수에선 벗어났나?
죄를 새겨주겠어.
아름다운 것, 그렇지 않은 것
Yeah, and then like you said, gameplay-wise balancing, it can just win with her evade.
그중 제일 뛰어난 게 검이었지.
Dude, that evade was so obnoxious.
오롯한 검의 길에 한 걸음.
Oh yeah, and especially because when I did that fight too, I didn't realize how Virgil's targeting worked. So I was the one doing the clashing with Valencia.
하지만 슬슬 물리는군. 근처에 용수염이라는 군 거를 파는 곳 있나? 있군. 그럼 오늘 림 컴버 회식 메뉴는 수박을 곁들인
You
용수염
neither.
과자로
Yeah, it didn't say anything. I remember like in his like passive deal, it's like, oh, he's like listening to Dante or whatever it says for that. And I was like, no, he's not. He's not listening to me at all. I don't feel like a manager in this moment.
그대 이 검이 필요하오.
He suffered because he kept redirecting her attacks. You know, luckily for me, I was running a sinking team, and I managed to get some hits in early. So I was able to clash with her a little bit.
이제 싱수에선 벗어났네.
이해해. 이런 건 학교에서 안 가르쳐주잖아.
That's so fucking funny. Did you see the voice line that popped up?
한 점만 노린다.
It was Hong Lu is like shooting the chicken. Heathcliff takes a sniper shot, and then Araya up above says, "Oh, I get it. They don't teach this in school." Yeah, she did not grow up in America.
엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘 다뤘어. 그중 제일 뛰어난 게 검이었고.
좋아, 시원하구만.
우와, 지금 완전 삼촌 내리던 고무대 같았어.
흉터의 결과요. 이엇.
확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네.
고, 온, 올. 하지만 슬슬 물리는군. 근처에 용수염이라는 군 거를 파는 곳 있나? 있군. 그럼 오늘 림 컴버 회식 메뉴는 수박을 곁들인 용수염 과자로 결정하지.
Ooh, we could get some yield my flesh stuff. I think they noticed that he wasn't actually a Blade lineage guy.
주인께서는 아직도 소생을 이런 허접한 일에나.
꽃을 피워볼까요?
I feel like Hair Claire could pass for that. What do you think? Maybe his hair is like that, so that when he shows the sign, he doesn't have to move it himself. He's like making room for the sign.
엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘 다뤘어. 그중 제일 뛰어난 게 검이었고.
호흡을 멈추고
이제 싱수에선
지금
벗어났나?
완전 삼촌들이랑 고모대 같았어.
사격 개시.
But I see that they polished the story for some early cantos.
좋아. 탄하구만.
그 삶에
No, I didn't see that. Did they fix Canto 2?
이러면 쏠 수 있죠?
시야 확보.
Were they like,
쏜다.
damn, we really did fuck that up. We gotta go back and fix that. No, I didn't read anything about that. Yeah, Canto 2? Wait, actually, I was joking. Did
마음 둘 안.
did they like revamp the whole thing?
지가 내킬 때만 잘해줬지.
Hey Ezra, how are you doing? Hope that visual novel game I played went well. Yeah, it ended up being a very long stream. It was fun. We talked a lot about philosophy and just like a lot of stuff, really kind of deeper than I was expecting.
너희에게 꽃을 달아준다면 피아노가 어울리겠어. 아름다운 것 같이
호,
욕색
제 행위. 그렇군.
But apparently they also did that for Kanto 1 and the tutorial as well as on last week's patch notes.
좋도. 역시 모가지를 분질러야 조용해지는 걸. 저 도야지 같은 새끼들은.
I would make Kanto 2 is the best, especially when Rodian said all in. Look, can't. Okay.
헤드샷. 머리통에
I've always been Kanto 2's biggest hater since it came out. My reasoning is the game starts off with such a serious tone, and then it gets wacky like right away. And I don't know, it's just never sat with me well. Like, yeah, it is really funny and stuff, but the tone shift was just bizarre.
몰리는군. 근처에 용수염이라는 군 거를 파는 곳 있나? 있군. 그럼 오늘 림컨버 회식.
And then it got back on track with Kanto 3,
용수염 과자로 결정하지.
which I've seen kind of recently. I've seen a lot of people hating on Kanto 3.
아직도 소생을 이런
I
허접한 일에나.
I don't really get that, but that's probably just the Twitter minority shouting into the void, being contrarian, so people respond to them.
타겟 포착 1시간이야.
You don't think they rewrote it more so as in made things clearer, better to understand?
이제 싱수에선 벗어났나?
그 삶에
Was it hard to understand in the first place? I think I understood the jokes and stuff.
지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 고모대 같았어.
What would that have been? The fifth?
마음 둘 안. 아비들도 매번 이런 식이었다. 지금 내킬 때만 잘해줬지.
단단히 포기하지 마시게. 감옥 확보.
Oh yeah, it says updated and polished English translation for Kanto 2.
가치가 있는 예술이고.
확실하게 갈라진 감각이었네.
I guess I don't recall any
왜 엄마가
translation issues in Kanto 2. I just didn't like the writing.
강사들 손가락 안에서도 내로라의
Oh, wait, was that Kim?
였을 거야. 너희가
Or not Kim. Who's the other guy? Jin?
더 대단한 너희에게 꽃을 달아준다면 피아노가 어울리겠어. 가장 새빨간
Oh, it was him. Okay.
지옥색
난자오.
피아노.
Dude, Hair Claire just fits in with this team.
폭로 지원한다.
You mean our first mission ended with us losing all our allies, being betrayed, and then losing the Golden Bow? I can understand needing some levity in the next canto.
지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가
I mean,
그
I don't
중에서
know.
가장
Maybe for
멋진
certain
곳에
parts, but
나를 데려갈 수 있게.
the entirety of Canto 2 is like it's just like one giant gag.
그대, 이 검이 필요하오.
Like, I don't think anything serious happens until like after the poker
네,
game.
뭐. 내려라 모자르게 이라는 뜻이다.
I don't know. It just felt really
왜
off
그딴
base.
표정으로 쳐다보는 거지? 설마 내가 그 로싱나 이 희돈 홍처럼
죄를
온순해졌을
새겨주겠어.
거라 기대했나?
Yeah, Canto 1 was amazing.
소리와 호흡을 멈추고
무타법을 이제 좀 이해했고
From what you've heard, the previous polished and updated patch changed some stuff.
엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘 다뤘어. 그중 제일 뛰어난 게 검이었고. 아이 참, 그렇게 하는 거 아니라니까.
Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing what exactly they changed.
엄마와 같은 색으로 갈아 끼웠지. 내 의안처럼.
벤단 4월을 보내.
Two tails. That's actually insane. I think the Kenta 2 actually showed Sinner talents and that we're not a standard group. We will always have a different method handling missions. The only thing you can agree is that Rodian needed more time in her chapter. That's a good point. But, you know, I don't know. I would almost kind of disagree with that because her, like, not being special but really wanting to be special
이런 날이었을 거야.
is such a, especially when compared to our group of sinners, you know, like we got a blood fiend, we got a pinky member,
엄마와 함께
the
이곳저곳을
creator of the
다니며
mirrors, you know,
많은 기억을 쌓아줘.
like so many really
그 중에서
like
가장
genuinely
멋진
special
곳에
sinners.
나를 데려갈 수 있게.
And then there's Radia. So I kind of like that aspect for her. I think that's going to come into play as a really interesting plot point later on. I mean, imagine her need to feel special grows so much that she ends up betraying us and like rejoining the Euro Divi with Sonia.
하지만 그래봤자 거 아름다운 것 그렇지 않은 것.
Yeah, I do agree with your point that seeing the sinners having like unique talents and stuff it does add a lot of depth to them.
원치 않게 받은 선물도 도움이 될 때가 있지. 엄마와 같은 색으로 갈아 끼웠지.
And that's definitely something to be appreciated. Like I said, my whole thing is the tone was just
엄마는 무기라면 뭐든지
so off and like kind of out of nowhere. And then none of the fights were very interesting. I will say, I hope Baba Yaga comes back. Like,
어릴 땐 몰랐어.
surely the LCE didn't go back and collect Baba Yaga, right?
그 외부 강사들 손가락 안에서도 내로라.
The abnormality's still just hanging out in J-Corp. Cold as ice.
혹은 더 대단한 기술을 매번 엄마에게
Dude,
가르쳐줬어.
that way. Alright, I think Hair Claire is better than Gregor.
지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며 많은
Would the
기억을
irony be
쌓아줘.
that she actually did somehow awaken a mark? Or better thought, what if they give her a moment where she could steal another person's mark just to be special?
꽃을 피워볼까요?
Oh yeah, like what if she took Sonia's?
누가 화났을 땐 이렇게 숨소리도 내지 말고 숨어 쉬어야 해.
아름다운 것 그렇지 않은 것 흐드러지게.
엄마는
I feel like her not being
무기라면
special
뭐든지
is what makes her special in a sense.
제일 뛰어난 게 검이었어.
You see, that's where I think they're going with it too. And that maybe it's gonna be one of those moments where it's like, it's okay to be who I am.
수에선 벗어났나?
But also that's kind of sad.
우와, 지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 공호대 같았어.
Like, how many tails did he flip there?
아비들도 매번 이런 식이었다.
Okay, that was actually
지금 이
insane.
때만 잘해줬지.
Dude, I'm trying to pay more attention to the tails flips because they have been horrendous lately. Like I almost wonder if something got changed on accident.
흐드러지게.
Chapter 2 had the first boss in the game that had to be nerfed because she was beating up everyone's ass with maracas. Good old Ada.
소리와 호흡.
Yeah, I had a lot of struggle with that fight too. However, I did not understand the combat system at all. I had no idea that coins were additive.
조, 역시 모가지를 분질러야 조용해지는군. 저 도야지 같은 새끼들은.
And it was really funny because the moment I learned that was the same moment that I ended up winning the fight too. Oh, you just had to learn how to play the game, of course. But another aspect of that too is the sanity system back then was like, I don't know if I'd say it was bad. It wasn't great though. It was the combination of the sanity system being iffy. I'll say iffy. And then the way the way your speed worked, and if you got staggered, it meant that your speed was 0, and I don't think you could redirect. And so basically, if any of your characters got staggered within the first couple of turns, then you were probably just gonna lose that fight.
지금처럼 엄마와 함께
Because
이곳저곳을
one of your
다니며
sinners would die.
많은 기억을 쌓아줘.
And so yeah, then they nerfed Data. They took out like
그중에서
2
가장
minions
멋진
and they
곳에
lowered some of
나를
her
데려갈 수 있게.
coins. I think they might have taken out some paralyze effects too, if I remember correctly. It's almost been like what, 3 years since then? Maybe 4? That's not the one I wanted at all. Yeah, I think Sanity back then, the way it worked was like this, and the way it was explained was like this horrible, like, math deal that I don't think was ever shown in the game, but a couple of people posted videos on how Sanity worked. And I think, and there were no numbers associated to it, you just had this like blue sphere that would get a brighter blue the more sanity you had, or it would be like a darker red if you're in the negative. But back then, max sanity basically only capped your chance to flip heads at like 75%. So not the 95 that we have now.
마침내.
And then yeah, there was like no transparency about how
엄마가 만반잘군을
anything
싫다고
worked,
해서
really.
내가 만들어준
The
인사말이야.
tutorial was bad.
요시니까? 요리요시쿠!
You know, honestly, it might, you could probably see it as a bit of a miracle that the game survived just purely on good storytelling. Although from what people say now, I think the game still does kind of just survive on storytelling. I feel like most people kind of hate the gameplay of Limbus. Personally, I love it. You only learned how the coin worked was on the dungeon for Kanto 3. Yep, that's how it went back then. Because the way the tutorial originally explained it is, it was almost like a, oh, what's that one mobile game where you like chain colors together? It's like Bejeweled or like Candy Crush. One of those two, but the way the original tutorial worded things is that it is basically like match colors, and that's not how the game was played at all.
많은 기억을 쌓아줘.
All that gives you is a little bit of offense level.
그중에서 가장 멋진 곳에 나를 데려갈 수 있게.
And nobody knew what the hell offense level was back then. Good to bring Ada back one day completely unnerved, so you can once again see her kick people's teeth in. In the beginning, you just matched all of the colors together and it worked for you. Dude, that is so funny. Yeah, I still remember people coming into chat and being like, how the fuck do you... how do you win this? Or people coming in and watching and being like, dude, this fight fucking sucks. I'm gonna watch you struggle bust through it. And then just proceed to laugh at me the whole time. Yeah, it was really funny figuring out how the coins worked. That was like a, that almost felt like a, I don't know, like a coming to Jesus moment or something, you know?
이루어질 수 없는 희망도 추락해 흔적조차 남지 않은 희망도 모두 나의 바람이었듯이.
Like everything in the world finally makes sense for the very first time.
확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네.
엄마는 무기라면 뭐든지 받아들여.
이제 수에선 벗어났나?
Yeah, early Limbus was something else. You know, Ruina was the same way. So was the Lobotomy Court. We should go back to old Sandy, bring back the old times, let all these new players suffer. That'd be kind of cool, having like a nostalgia game mode. Dude, nostalgia game mode, but with the difficulty bosses that we have now.
한순간 반짝이는 틈새를 베어
Damn, what the fuck?
눈을 감을 만한 예술이고.
Yo, the hair color is actually insane.
하지만 슬슬 물리는군.
Yeah, imagine fighting Rien with the old sanity system.
파는 곳 있나?
그대, 이 검이 필요하오.
그럼 오늘 림 컴버 회식 메뉴는 수박을 곁들인 용수형 과자로 결정하지.
Hope you like losing to Furioso and your entire team dies. That happened to me last stream. Back then, Resonance was so bad. Back then it was pray that you can get her Kumo Honglu skill 2, Rabbit Cliff skill 1, and W Dawn.
지금 완전
Yup.
삼촌이랑 고모대 같았어.
Oh yeah, there were like a ton of weird bugs back then too. The Seven Association Yi Sang appearing as the portrait for every sinner. That was a really funny one. Rabbit Heathcliff, the blood splatters on his uptie art were white.
이루어질 수 없는 희망.
I think that's my favorite bug that's been in the game.
모두 나의 바람이었듯이.
That show was so out of just
저기
left
돕는
field.
도움 또한 도움일 테지.
The blood splatters. Yeah, it's not blood.
소리와 호흡을 멈추고
무타법을 이제야 좀 이해했군.
좋아, 탄하구만.
확실하게 갈라지는 감각이었네.
Yeah, that was like a manifestation of the love,
수에선 벗어났나?
quotes love, that players were developing for Heathcliff right away. His biggest fans. if you will.
무대배들
Dude, Kurikuma Honglu being like the meta character back then is pretty crazy to think about now, with how much he's fallen off. Although he did make a bit of a comeback with Kurikuma Ishmael and
역시
Heathcliff coming
모가지를
out.
분질러야 조용해지는 것. 저 도야지 같은 새끼.
저기 계시. 좋아. 시원하구만.
그 삶의 마침표를 흉터의 결과요.
지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며
His two Blade Lineage
많은
Sinclair is
기억을
good.
언젠가 그
Yo,
중에서 가장
don't
멋진 곳에
let them know.
나를 데려갈 수 있게.
They still have no clue. See, none of the Blade lineage want to talk to him because his haircut is so imposing. Okay, what? That's it. Shave his hair off.
소지의 자격을 얻지 못하면은 이유가 있는 법이겠죠.
He flipped tails on me. Oh wait, no, shaving his hair would be... He probably wants that. Alright, never mind. He keeps the haircut. There we go. So it's been a while since I've run this team. I forgot the fusions for a second. I failed to check because they know he's a liar and a poser.
뛰어가겠네.
No one in the Blade lineage has ever had a draw so quick.
네,
That man is not real.
내려라 모자리들 이라는 뜻이다. 응? 왜 그딴 표정으로 쳐다보는 거지? 설마 내가 그
시원합니다.
로시나 이희돈 홍처럼 온순해졌을 거라 기대했나?
Oh, thank you, Ezra, for the super chat. Just because every cool streamer needs cool money to appreciate that.
그 삶의 마침표를
Cool streamer, huh?
폭로
제
지원한다.
행위 그렇다면
한 점만
Trying to get my head to swell. Thank you very much.
마음 둘 안. 아비들도 매번 이런 식이었다. 지가 내킬 때만 잘해줬지.
저기 계시.
But you know, one thing that I thought was really funny when I was making the title, doesn't the title of the stream seem like it could be the name for an episode on, like, Sesame Street? Big Bird And the great haircut.
일찍 끝나겠구나. 이런 걸 보면 단축의 예술. 끝을 알 수 없던 엄마가 선택한 최선의 방법이었을지도 모르겠어. 거머집에서의 생활. 내가 겪어야 했을 기다림도 모두 짧게 끊어내고 싶었을 텐데.
I should also mention I'm probably gonna do infield streams in the next couple of days too.
지금처럼
Because there are several events that got released. I'm actually a little behind on infield.
언젠가
그 정도 화력으로 우리 사무소를 막을 수 있을 줄 알았냐?
Oh, we got outdone by the
조금
sniper.
더 무기까지 주어서 철수하자고.
He's kind of OP. It's bedtime, it's midnight, and the army is waking her ass up at 5 a.m. Almost shaving Big Bird this stream. Now, it's a punishment to keep the hair. But yeah, get to bed. Don't be late for Reverie. And again, thank you very much for the super chat. Hope the army is kind to you. Apprentice is having a collab with... the hell is that? Mujika? What is that? Bang Dream. This is a musical artist. It's a Japanese all-female metal band that is part of Bushiroad's Bang Dream media franchise, formed in 2023. Yeah, good night, Ezra. Make sure to send all your spirit energy at Scythe so that his spirit bomb takes out all the Limbus haters. Nah, let him hate. Let him suffer in being wrong. So have there been a lot of Limbus haters lately? I feel like things have been a little too chill. Oh yeah, you think is there anything in the words about hair? I might change up my... Oh, hat could be kind of funny. Hold on, we'll put that in for now. Oh, head could be interesting too. We'll have to think about that. You know, this is always risky, trying to come up with these new tags. Because of the last time. Ankle? Some old guy. Dang, nothing about hair. Oh, in fashion? Alright, hold on. That's a good one. Where's he at? There you go. Haters go into slumber once in a while. I mean, I've seen like opinions and stuff that I don't agree with, but I don't know, people have different interpretations of the story. I never see that as too big of a deal. Alright, another classic. So once I chop off your meat, paper. I like this Mersault one. Just work. Dude, I'm telling you, the one word tags go hard. Ice cream. Yeah, I don't know. Oh. Alright, that's actually kind of funny. If you interpret spider butt as being a giant ice cream, the creamer will like this. Oh no, someone did the tag that we found. Feel what it's like to have someone all in you. Ah, shoot. You won't sway me with that look, Otis. That Otis seems quite attractive to me. Dude, having that but not choosing the scissor ego, or I think you can see her feet, right? Assuming a lot of people would do that, but I haven't. Look at that. You got feet right there. And no one's taking advantage for the funny. Soul absolute lord of chicken kebab. The dream ended way ahead of schedule. That's a good one. I like that. Permission to love ? Oh yeah, I didn't know permission 2 was even a phrase. Another damned whale. It's you. You're the center of this forest. I like that. I ain't off Ryoshu. Damn, a level 143? What the fuck? It's you. You are the creamer of this forest. Or Hair Claire. The right turn has been fulfilled. Oh, I think originally when I started reading that, I thought fulfilled was fluffed. I was gonna say that fits pretty well for Heishao Dawn. I love how the 5th grade jokes are always present here. Dude, I really like it. I think it's so funny. I mean, we came up with the worst, or no, we found the worst one. and then proceeded to make it even worse with the compression results. God, that was a funny day. In the name of discharge and justice, here cometh the magical maiden. Ew. It'd be weird to take revenge on a chicken, right? It depends on the chicken. There's a lady I know who raises chickens for, you know, eggs and the meat and stuff, and she's got some real, from the story she tells, she's got a couple that are real bastards. Like, they'll try and basically jump her anytime she goes into the coop. Hang them, burn them, reduce their honk honk to cinders. I like that. This one's so long you can't even read it all without clicking on it. Walk across the dust. Yeah, dust. Grasp the solitude and forge on toward the faint and far fate. Oh, I like that, with them reading a book. It's kind of neat. Let there be Otis or whatever to all the poor souls working the holy night away. Well, you know what's kind of funny to think about with these words and phrases? It's a little bit like Cards Against Humanity. Like, obviously not as vulgar, but damn if people don't try. This one's kind of funny too. Whenever I'm feeling down, I indulge in a bit of chicken. There's a fox. Not a chicken at all. Game players, when they see the word creamer. Yeah, creamer was one of the first ever like funny words that came out, right? Because it... what ID was it? Was it Faust? Seven Association Faust? So that would have been Railway 1? Yeah, as a matter of fact, it is Creamer. If there's a culprit. Oh, I like this. 'Twas but the will of the prescript, whispered by the great magic beeper. Alright, someone taking advantage of the Otis ego. Was it sweet, your hollow, juvenile faith? Yes, this is Chicken Kebab on the phone. Please speak. Yep. With Lahang. And the greatest ringtone known to man. It's you. You are the chicken kebab of this forest. Alright, I'm all in. Come at me if you can. I want to eat Don Quixote. No! Whenever I'm feeling down, I engage in a bit of creamer. Peak writing. It's you. You're the some old guy of this forest. And it's a Wild Hunt Heathcliff. Alright, I like that. That's a good one. Step forth, my Faust, and it's just Ryoshu. Is that like a type of color blindness? Is there like face blindness? I feel like I've actually heard about that before. By squalidity for fun. Yep, more creamer. Where did you hide the beef noodles? Yep, the need some head. Another classic. Stop scissoring and just accept it. Prescript beats rock. Okay, that's a really good one. I like that. Oh, this one's kind of too real. There once was a time when I believed in the greatness of work, and it's you saying on a train. The Gregor one. I'll worry not, for there's no apple waiting for you this time. The classic one was focus on the tip of my creamer. Yep, or tip of my meat. Yep. Yeah, meat was one of the early ones, one of the early funny words too, because that released with, oh, was it Pierre Ryoshu or the Gregor or Bistro Gregor? That word came from one of them. Yeah, another one. Creamer nests inside me so that they may be reborn as something useful. Well, it's kind of gross, actually. I don't know how I feel about that. Dude, I feel bad for anybody coming in, going through these. Oh, I don't think I've seen this before. Then, I choose to rise with this meat instead. Vroom vroom beats rock. True. Beeper beats rock. Again, that creamer, how contemptuous. Dude, there's actually so many creamer ones. Let there be creamer or whatever to all the poor souls working the holy night away. Another creamer contemptuous. Yeah, Limbus Company is a serious and gruesome game, the community creating their banner phrases. Do you ever wonder if free will was a mistake? Yeah, 122. Yeah, I guess for ID reviews, I think Hair Claire is probably my favorite this time around. His skills look and feel like they have a lot more weight than they did in the trailer. Also, just insane amounts of damage. And getting his Moonlit Azure blade stack so that you can get either the huge damage on Fall Star Slayer or the reuse coins on his skill 2. Honestly, not that difficult. Maybe we can see how he does in the Lahang fight. But let's actually do...
군주가 나선다.
잠시 같이
의로운
아, 뭐야.
슈그리,
잠깐 이번 임무는 내가 나갈게. 괜찮.
명을 받듭니다.
내 명을
do
뜨는
that.
시비수.
We'll give him 2 skill slots and see how quickly he can build it outside of Mirror Dungeon.
히 클과 신 어엔이여 짜증나는 시선이 늘었군. 앞으로 한 번만 더 기분 나쁜 눈빛으로 내 검을 힐끔힐끔 쳐다본다. 그땐 예외 없이 모분이다.
불가위야. 막아내지 못하리.
이제 어떡하지? 시시한 말은 하지 마. 그해 말.
Sinclair is the first ID with every skill of his being at least neutral to poise count. He'll never run out. Yeah, he gains just an insane amount. And then of course his passive helps too. If you have what was it, like 20? Above 20 poise, then you get 1 poise count at the end of turn. You're about to meet the hair now.
지금 내킬 때만 잘해줬지.
And it does seem like the fastest way to gain poise and poise count is just using his defensive skill.
내 뒤.
Man, you surely won that not flipping heads at all. Neither did Lahang. Yeah, I also really want to see just how much damage he's gonna do in a fight like this. Oh, you know what? Another game that came out that looks really fun? That Mugenics. By the same guy that made The Binding of Isaac.
뭐. 내려라 모자리들.
I think I read something that that game has like 200 hours worth of content.
설마 내가 그 로싱나 이희돈 홍처럼 온순해졌을 거라 기대했나?
Alright, I'll let this be my assist defense target. Talking about games, depersonalization is on sale right now. Are you thinking about getting it or not? Oh, no way. He almost had that. Yeah, the reviews on depersonalization keep saying that the localization is just awful at the moment. So I don't know if it's worth it, because that's why I'm waiting to even stream the game at the moment. Especially if it's supposed to be such a story-driven game. Dodge. You kind of need to be able to understand what's going on, you know?
시연합니다.
Plus, you saw that the game has AI voice acting, which is something that's putting you off of buying it. Oh, when did they add that? I don't think they had that back when I bought the game. Yeah, I love that animation. It's so cool. This is regarding AI usage. The game employs AI in only 2 areas. Character voice lines disabled by default. The ultra-large script, 800k words, makes authentic voice acting financially unaffordable for a small studio. Kind of fair. Seek answers function in the game's lobbies. I don't know if that's... I don't know if that's like spoilers or not. Yeah, that's not great. Oh. Hair color is about to do it to him. (10 to 29).
한순간 반짝이는 틈새를 베어
Dude, 181?
어중간한 연민이 이런 불필요한 고통을
That's good
가져온
damage.
목숨을 거두려 했다면 머리를 베었어야지. 목을 콱 물어버리자.
Hey, Beck, how are you doing?
내 뒤.
New around here? If you got any questions, let me know. I don't know if that means you're new to Limbus or specifically my streams. So that they're putting a lot of recent effort into the mobile port. Dude, is mobile actually that lucrative? That seems kind of crazy to me that they're like pausing doing Steam updates to focus on that.
엄마가
Can you ask a question? Yeah, feel free.
만들어준 인사말이야.
By all means.
요시니까 요료시쿠.
Oh, nice. We have max stacks. Okay,
한
so
번의 손으로
do they get...
이어서
Okay, so his skill 2 doesn't actually, like, take them, right? They only get consumed by his skill 3. Oh, so we can do big damage here. Hell yeah.
기껏.
Dude, it almost seems like I'm just gonna kill this turn. The lineup feels like a ton of damage.
회풍.
도끼를 본다. 저 해충들을
아무리
도려내라.
가르쳐줘도 매번 이상하게 줄여 말하더니 바로 더 심해졌네.
왜?
묘야.
칼.
That's another skill 3. Dude, I think he's actually dead.
삼는 중인가?
일순 베어 떨구른가. 목도하시길. 검문 확보. 참살.
Dude, that's so awesome. Oh yeah, and not even all of his Moonlit Azure Blade gets consumed by a skill 3. So in the same turn you use it, you end up building it back up too. Yeah, wait, we actually just killed them. Did I just accidentally 3-turn Lang? What the hell?
나를 여기까지 모은 것도 징한 일이다.
Is that 3 or 4 turns?
요시히데야. 이길라면 그 칼을 싸게 뽑았어야지.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
Sorry, I'm trying to look in my preview. Oh no, that was like 5 turns. That's still pretty damn good. Yeah, like that's actually insane. Of course, Faust doing the most damage. Because what, in that last turn, she ended up using 3 skill 3s. And Sinclair really not that far behind her. Although we did give him 2 skill slots, so that does make sense. McCullough is really good for solos, since he can always maintain his power conditions. Yeah, and he has an evade, as long as you have the poise count, which you always should. Dude, that's awesome. I really like this ID. I think I might have to get a similar haircut to him now. Any strat for beating BB? You've been using your team that is Wild Hunt Heathcliff, Middle Apprentice Ishmael, Paperslip Faust, Procuration Dawn, the one who shall get Sinclair, and LC Vanguard. There it is. Big Brother. Oh, we're talking about Ricardo. So Ricardo, the way I have a video soloing him with Zwei Ishmael, and I think that's probably one of the easier ways to do the fight, even still. Because she's really tanky. Ricardo is weak to blunt, so you can get a lot of good damage on him. As long as you maintain her defensive stance, so at least every other turn. I think it's every other turn, right? Yeah, so as long as like every other turn you use her defensive skill to keep up defensive stance, A, you're going to be able to clash whoever you want, and then B, for skill 3 is going to do bonus damage. Or yeah, it'll do more damage. If this unit is in defensive stance, deal plus 70%. Yeah, she does a lot. Just need to get that ID. You can also use the support system too, if you've got people added. So that you don't necessarily have to have her, but you can support it out. Yeah, Ricardo is a bit of a pain. The thing you want to do with his fight is basically kill him like very, very fast. You don't have friends that play Limbus? Do you know how the codes work? You could also double. Like if you were running Zwei Ishmael and I guess honestly any other ID that has really good blunt attacks. Yeah, you're gonna have to paste your code in chat so I can add you, because I think my inbox is full. Oh yeah, that... What the hell? I haven't checked this in a hot minute, I guess. Oops. Yeah, having really good blunt IDs for that fight is what you want. I remember the first time I did it, I was using Sinclair. can't send the code. Wait, why'd you have to space it out like that? The fuck? Let's put everything together. Wait, YouTube was blocking that? Why? The other guy earlier, meme, he could do it. Yeah, he put his in chat. Level 36. How long have you been playing? Yeah, I got the code sent. There you go. This is why Ishmael is on the list now. So you can use her. Just a month? Dang, and already on Kanto 5. That's actually pretty good progress. I've been curious about starting a new playthrough and seeing how quickly I could get through the game. Thanks for the help. Anytime. Yeah, that fight's a pain for everybody. I guess except me. I managed to do it first try. Smile. Nice to have on board PM stream out of nowhere. Hell yeah. I like these new ID releases. I will say, still not a big fan of the 1 week wait, but I do understand why PM did that. Oh, PM is streaming. Oh no. Is it the roadmap? I can't read that. That's not in English at all. Says, sorry, roadmap streaming and news would be perfect on February 27th on the 3rd anniversary of Limbus. Oh, he's making us wait. Director, why? So what I use is that Ishmael, and what then? You mean like bench passives and stuff? So if I was going to do like an Ishmael, I think the biggest bench passive that's going to help you is G-Corp Gregor. Where's he at? Because his bench passive, the ally with the least HP heals 5 HP after winning a clash. Zwei Ishmael, I think she also has... Let me check. No, she doesn't. Anything that gives you additional blunt damage. So base center Heathcliff. since she has envy for her skill 2. Oh, director is streaming? Yeah, I've got it up on in a tab right now. Yeah, waiting until the 27th of February for the roadmap? Let's see. I don't know. I mean, anything else that coincides with her skill affinities. So pride, envy, gluttony, that you can make use out of, that you've got. British is immortal, so you can just ignore attacks on her. Oh yeah, are you actually doing a solo, or are you just gonna use her on the team? Yeah, let me check Reddit to see if anybody's doing like a live translation for this. Doesn't look like anyone's got a link to live translations yet. Wait, so what is he streaming now then? Roadmap streaming 227 move. Sorry, my condition issue. Or better quality streaming. And news will be February 27th, KST. What does he mean, my condition issue? Did he speaking English, is he? That's not English at all. I think he is reading from a translation deal. Wait, so was he planning on doing like the roadmap stream today? But then he's like, hold on, the anniversary is in like a couple weeks. We should just do it then. You know what? Honestly, not a bad move. I guess that's a little more than 2 weeks. You think the roadmap would be on Friday because of indexing? Dude, yeah, he can't be posting a roadmap on the same day a peak ID comes out, one of those two things is going to eclipse the other. We're going to end up getting our very first scythe ID in the game. That's huge. They did it with Assault though. Wait, what? No, they didn't. Or he would have come out on the Project Moon anniversary, not Limbus. You're right, you're right. Yo, I'm just... I'm a little perplexed. I don't know what he's trying to do.
날짜가 언제였는지 아시는 분 이거 좀 올려주세요.
Oh, I think he's like giving out information in every language. Gotcha. I guess in that case, I'm going to take a very quick break. Yeah, hopefully he'll be on the English portion. Alright, I'm back. Not on an English portion. Dude, what are what are these emotes that are being played in this chat? By the way, is Captain Ishmael a good idea? Because you plan to take her for a journey for Wild Hunt. She's like okay, but there are so many other Ishmael ideas that are better. Is Sandy the same as the one who grips? No, she has a unique sanity where if other allies kill enemies, then she actually loses sanity. Yeah, decreased by 5 after an ally defeats an enemy whose level was higher than or equal to this unit's. I mean, it's not a lot. Kinda annoying, yeah.
대한 것도 그렇고 게임 업계에 대한 것도 그렇고.
Alright, let's see if there's a live translation up or... Yeah, someone's like, his condition isn't good? I think that's gotta be a translation mishap. So to use her is to have her be the ID with the highest level. So have her at max level and everyone else level below. No, doesn't she only cares about the enemy level, right? It's when an ally defeats an enemy whose level was higher than or equal to this unit. Oh, she does gain sanity when allies died, though. So that's kind of cool. What about Spice Bush? Is he good? His clashing is bad, but his skill 3 doing the Sinking Deluge and being able to nuke is very strong. Personally, I prefer to run Solemn Lament, he's saying. Because he's just better at clashing and he's more consistent damage. Like, you don't actually have to set up sinking on targets to then nuke them the same way. Yeah, Solemn Lament feels a little more consistent. Alright. It sounds like he's doing something in Limbus company right now. He's got a level 53 account.
합니다. 를 하고.
Oh, he's gonna Gamba. Oh, he's gambling. Wait, doesn't he know he can just dispense them? No, Director, what are you doing? And he got Hair Claire right away. That's crazy. Oh, dude. Scripted. Scripted. He's cheating. There's actually no way he got that lucky.
뭐안 했어요.
Dude, didn't that same thing happen on one of his other streams too? Where he did a poll and immediately got the character?
탈모 대신에 받았습니다. 예, 주시길 바랍니다.
Dev account?
이게 이렇게 되네.
I'm telling you, it's scripted. If he gets Gregor here... Alright. He knows we were onto him. Oh yeah, during his Arknight polls, he was so lucky. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, he got a gold on his, what was that, fourth one?
그래 고르일 가능성이 높지는 않은데.
Nah, it's actually rigged. It's so rigged. It's rigged. I don't believe it for a second. Dude, even he's like, no way. Nah, it's fake.
오히려 애매하게 배꼽에서 다 먹을 바에는 이게 낫네요. 네.
You guys think the Dawn new idea is good? Oh yeah, she's insanely good.
네, M자 탈모를 대가로 얻었어요.
Yeah, she's crazy.
용서해 주십시오. 쌤 되죠 쌤.
Oh yeah, I should put these on. Yeah, I can't believe that. It's actually so scripted.
죄송합니다. 아무튼 그래도 여러분에게 무언가 퍼포먼스를
Was lucky then? She's like the tank in your team right now. Oh, she also does an insane amount of damage too. Yeah, really fun ID. Wait, he really just flexed polling and is now going back to the notepad.
기대를 많이 해주실지 모르겠지만은 기대를 해주신 만큼 그래도 뭐라도 보여드릴 수.
That's crazy. Kim's a Ryoshu fan? Hell yeah. I can't remember if I asked you, did Kanto 9 make you more or less of a Ryoshu fan? I would say for me, definitely more. Although we probably don't want to get too into spoilers. Even more? Yeah. I figured as much. And he just ended. Okay, he really... Hold on. Let's summarize what just happened. Starts the stream. Says, nah, we're not doing the roadmap. We're gonna do it at the end of February. Writes that down in Notepad in like, what? How many different languages? Korean, English, Japanese, probably Chinese. Did four 10 polls. His very first poll, or very first 10 poll, he got Sinclair. And then on his fourth one, he got the Lamp Gregor. And he didn't even need to do that. He could have just dispensed them. He just flexed his luck. I think that's rigged. There's no way. It was all set up beforehand. But what if I tried? Crazy. What a weird thing to happen. I don't... Dude, on Reddit, someone said he's got that Kumo haircut. Oh, shoot. He's your goat. Dude, I love the director. He's so fucking funny. Oh, he can't keep getting away with it. Start a stream just to flex. I think he is actually trying to compete with me. He was jealous that we were just hanging out. Dude, kind of messed up, actually. Oh, that's awesome. You know, to be fair, I've kind of had that kind of good luck in other gacha games. In Wuthering, I got a myth and her signature weapon without breaking the bank. Yeah, good stuff. I think I'm gonna end stream here. I don't think we got much else. Really like Sinclair. I think Gregor is... he's got good clashing and stuff. Like, he's not a bad ID at all. I just don't know where he really fits in, because in terms of being like a sinking ID, he's got good count and potency. But at the same time, he's also competing with Edgar, Family Error, and I just don't know. I don't think he has as much count. But he might have more potency. So I don't know, they might be kind of interchangeable. Like, maybe whether or not you feel like having a tank on your sinking team, then you run Lamp. And if you want maybe more damage focused without conditionals, then you run Edgar. It's kind of what it seems like to me. I definitely don't think he is better than Fire Fist as like a burn unit. Oh yeah, definitely not. He doesn't inflict nearly as much burn. He hates a burn ID. Now they just kind of tacked that in there, huh? Dude, getting his Lamp and Dazzle effect is pretty easy. I mean, it's just literally using his defensive skill into putting Dazzle on targets. So just a one turn wait. So yeah, two pretty good IDs. I'm happy with them. And I don't think Sinclair really had a distinct poise ID before this. Like, do we really count Blade Lineage? Eh. Yeah, probably not. Oh, and Sync. Or does Sync have? Yeah, Sync does have poise. It's been a minute. So yeah, good stuff. We'll call this stream here. I'm probably gonna go get Sinclair's haircut tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Could you imagine you one day you just go to the barber and you're like, just fuck me up, and they fucking do this to you? But then Sinclair is your go-to, okay? Honestly got top 3 in your Blade Lineage team. I don't even know if his skill 3 clashes well. Or no, his skill 3 does. His skill 2, does it ever? You show a pick of Ren Claire and the barber kicks you out. He's like, I would never do that. I would never do that to another man. I don't know. Yeah, I think regardless, Blade Lineage kind of got replaced, both in swag, in coin power, and in damage. It's a sad day to be Blade Lineage. Yeah, we'll call it the stream. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day and or night. I will see you in the next one. Peace.